Okay guys, we are going to draw the human eye today. And what you'll need for this project is a pencil, a black marker, and a series of colored pencils, okay? A blue, a pink, a peach color for skin tone, or a brown you can use for skin tone. White, and I'm gonna make the eyes green, I think. So I'm gonna use some a dark green and a light green, and also a gray. So either a brown skin tone, a peach skin tone, a gray for shadow, black, pink, and two different colors for the iris of the eye, a dark green, a light green, and a white, okay? All right, let's begin. So, again, just like the fish, I'm gonna start off with, in pencil, a football shape, real light, okay? Now, on this top line here, I'm going to continue that on and kind of curve it up slightly at the end. So watch, I'm going to continue this, and I'm going to kind of curve it up just a little bit at the end. Okay. Now, the next thing that I'm going to do is up here in the front, I'm going to, right here on the inside, I'm going to make a little curve. It's going to look like this. Okay. And that leaves this little kind of rounded area right there that we're going to color in pink. Okay. Then over here, also going to make another rounded thing. And that's because your eye is round. Okay. It's on the inside of your head, so you only see this amount. But in reality, it's a nice big round shape, okay? It's a sphere. All right, so now we've got this so far. The next thing that I want to do is underneath this line, maybe about 1 centimeter, I want to draw another line that comes along like that, okay? So it follows this right along, follows this line right here, just down below it, parallel. Okay, now up here, I'm gonna draw another line that kind of curves like this. And again, it's following the similar shape of the top of the eye, parallel fashion in a way, okay? Now, I want you to do the iris. The outline of the iris. You've got one here, okay, and you've got one here. Okay, nice. Okay, the next step is you're going to draw the pupil. Just a little round black circle in the middle of your eye, okay? Now watch, I want you to we're going to put the highlight of, if you look in somebody's eyes, look into your neighbor's eyes, your friend's eyes, your family member's eyes, you'll see a little hint of light that's up here, a little reflection. So we need to add that. So I'm going to erase just a little bit of this, maybe right there, okay? And I'm going to add a shape, all right? Maybe I'm just going to put some weird, does not have to be a perfect circle, okay? So I'm gonna put some weird shape there, and then right next to it, I'm gonna put another shape. So there's two little highlights that we're gonna leave white. All right. The final thing is maybe we'll put the little line that's kind of, this would be the meaty part of your lower eyelid. So this is kind of, when people say they have bags under their eyes, that would be this line right here, right? And that's about it as far as drawing out the shape of the human eye. Now, I want you to take a dark brown, a dark brown colored pencil, and we're going to outline all of this, okay? I don't want you to use your black. I want you to use a dark brown, and we're going to outline all of this. We're going to outline this bottom line. We're going to outline the little bags under the eyes. Upper eyelid part. We'll outline this part of the sphere of the eye, okay? And we'll outline the right-hand side of the iris, the left-hand side of the iris, and we'll outline the pupil, and we'll outline these little highlight shapes that I put in, okay? And they can be rectangles, they can be circles, they can be whatever you want. It's reflecting what's shining in. Sometimes it looks like a window. Maybe there's a window and you can actually see it in the pupil of the eye, okay? So now, the next thing I want you to do, I want you to pick your skin tone. If it's going to be brown, then you'll use the brown, and you're going to use it really lightly, okay? I'm going to use peach, right? And I want you to color all the skin in, all the way around. So watch. I'm going to start coloring. I'm getting this all the way. I might even go up top. And don't worry about coloring right over top of your outlines that you made. It's not a big deal. All right, so I'm coloring. Getting it all colored in. And then I'm going to come down here. And I'm going to do the same thing down here. And you might do a better job of coloring than I am. Really try to get this nice and filled in. But for sake of the length of the video, I'm just going to kind of go a little bit quicker. Okay. Well, there we go. So we got our skin tone in. Now, go to a gray, okay? The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to put some shadows. All right, so this upper eyelid actually creates a shadow at the very top of the iris. So the first thing I want you to do is I want you to color some gray right at the top of this iris, and it can leak over into the eye as well, just a little bit like that. Okay, so look, kind of coming along with most of this shadow emphasized on the top of the iris. This is the iris, okay? So there we go. Now I want you to put some shadow coming in from this side and coming in from this side. Okay, and I want you to curve. Look at how this line is curved right here. Curve it just like you would, you know, this is a sphere, so make sure it's round. It doesn't want to be perfectly straight. Same with this. Follow, see this curved line? When you shadow it, follow that curved line the best you can. So let's say this is the shadow, the edge of the shadow. Go ahead and color that in like that. It doesn't have to be perfect, okay? This is just a little tutorial for fun, but that's the way we're gonna start it off. All right. The next thing I want you to do is to put a little bit of gray underneath this line here, just to re-emphasize that it's there. Okay. Maybe a little gray that comes underneath this line here, this one right here. Put a little bit of gray. All right. And maybe just a little bit down here under this baggy part of the eye. I'll shade that in. Nice. And then again, up here where this line is. Very nice. Okay. The next thing I want you to do, I want you to take a pink pencil, colored pencil, and I want you to put a couple of shapes in here. Maybe there's one like that and one like that. Just like these, those are the highlights. Okay, this is kind of a shiny area of your eye, so it's going to reflect light. So then I want you to color this in with the pink marker, but I don't want you to color those circular areas in, okay? Now, if you want to make it look a little bit more realistic, go back into your brown or your gray and add some shadows again. Just go around the edges. You can even go on the edges right here too, okay? No big deal. Done. There it is. All right, now the next thing, oh, I want to do it over here too. I'm just gonna add a little bit of pink and maybe I'll add a little bit of brown just to dull it down a little bit so it's not so bright, okay? Now the next thing I want to do, I want to color, now for this, I'm going to take a black marker. In reality, this is not actually going to be completely black. Okay, there's going to be reflections and all sorts of goodies in there. But for the sake of this drawing, we're just going to color this in black. All right. Take your black marker. I don't want to use a colored pencil for this part because I want it to be solid. A solid color, a solid black. Okay. And come on over into this area. Outline it. And kind of come on in with and just get it colored in here. Taking a few minutes, and I apologize, but okay, so that is just about colored in. Cool. All right, done. Next thing I want to do, take your two greens. Now you could also use a light blue and a dark blue, or a light brown and a dark brown, or reds and browns, hazel. Okay, but I'm going to start with the darker color, and I'm going to kind of color around the outside of the pupil. So I'm going to kind of go like this all the way around, get this hair out of my way. Okay, no big deal. Just color it in. You don't have to worry about making it perfect. Then I'm going to kind of make some weird lines that kind of extend out to the edge, and you can kind of make these however you want. This part of the eye is always fun to do. Okay, so I'm just kind of making some squiggly lines that go from this round green part all the way just about to the edge of the iris. Okay. Kind of getting it going here. And you can go back and add stuff, and you can have skinny lines and thick lines and ones that wiggle and that. Okay, just weird little lines all over. And this is with the dark green. Dark green. Okay, there you go, right? Now take the light green and color everything else in. Just go right over top of it, all the way to the pupil. Just go right over top, all the way to the pupil. You can even go in the pupil. Go right into the pupil, that's fine. Okay, kind of break up that dark black monotony that you got going on in there and just kind of give it a little bit of green in there. And you can have a lot of fun with this. You could put all sorts of different cool colors in there. It doesn't have to be exactly like what a human eye looks like. You could put pinks in there if you want. All right, so there we go. So there that is. So you've got your highlights, you've got your pupil, that's all black, you've got your iris, that's a mix between dark green and light green, you've got the white parts of your eye with some shadows down here, you've got this shiny part, your tear duct, if you will, I think is what it is, your upper eyelid, your lower eyelid. If you wanted to, you could take a red colored pencil and just the very lightest put some little eye veins. You know, that would be cool. But don't overdo that part because it looks weird if you overdo that part. Now, I want you to get that brown back out. And this top part of the eyelid and also up here, we're gonna kind of color in just a little bit to make this part a little bit darker, like this. And we are almost done. So you're gonna make this part just a little bit darker. Like that. And up here as well, I kind of make it a little bit darker. Okay, and the last thing we're going to do, the last part, is we're going to add some eyelashes. Eyelashes. All right. So go ahead and get out your black colored pencil. Now, the eyelashes are not just one after the other in a perfect line, okay? So here's what I would do. Start with kind of a circle and then bring up a line and then put some squiggly lines around it, bring up another line, put some squiggly lines around it, bring up another line, bring up another line. Mix them up, you know? Don't make them perfect. One goes up like that, one goes up like that, one goes up like that. Get some longer ones. And as you get to the end this way, okay, as you get to the end of the eye, you're going to make them a little bit longer. Okay, put a couple just going in weird directions. So there's that. Now, you can just kind of color this in a little bit darker. The same thing with here. Maybe the way I should have explained it is kind of go across with your black colored pencil and scratch it in, right? And then shoot some lines out. Shoot some lines out. Okay, shoot them. Shoot them in different directions. Mix them up. Okay. All right. And you know, one last thing that I want to do, I want to add a little bit more of that gray shadow right up in here. Just a little bit more. Of that gray shadow. Maybe a little bit more in this little corner and a little bit more in this little corner. And that, my friends, will do it. I hope you enjoyed making the human eye today. Make sure that you take your black marker or any color you want and find a spot. Sign it, okay? Done. All right, guys, we will see you next time. Goodbye. Thanks for watching.